Once upon a time, and we see a submarine in the water. Inside it, two men join two different types of keys and open a room in which they had kept a very big AI system. This AI system was such that it could save them from any problem in the world. It could do the work of hacking everything in the world. Now, when they come out of the room by running that AI system, they get the signal of another submarine coming to them, and it was coming towards their submarine very fast. They tell their captain to drop a missile near that submarine, but as soon as their dropped missile goes near that submarine, it disappeared. Then they tell to bring their missile back, but now it was moving towards their submarine. Seeing this, the captain gets scared and was surprised. He felt that maybe someone has hacked them. This work was actually of their AI, who had hacked their system. That missile came and collided with Abini's submarine, because of which, along with the destruction of the submarine, all the officers are also killed. Their AI system was also submerged in water. Their officers who had died, their corpses were floating in the water and start coming up. We see the keys hanging around their neck, which were the keys of the AI system's room. After this, we are shown a man, Ethan, to whom a postman had brought something. Here we are told about Ethan, that he was a very big thief before, who used to work with a man named Gabriel. But one day, Gabriel killed Ethan's friend. In return, the IMF people caught Ethan as a criminal. But when the director of IMF came to know about Ethan's ability, he forgave his punishment and made him the agent of IMF. Now Ethan has a job in which he had to find two keys. And those were the same keys that we saw at the beginning of the story, with which the AI system could be opened. At this time, those keys were with a girl who was an agent of IMF. She met him from Istanbul. That girl also had a reward of 5 crores. Now Ethan had to find those keys at any cost. On the other side, we are shown the same girl who had the keys. She was fighting with some men in the area of Rekistan who were enemies of her life. She fights them with her sniper gun. Then, to help her, Ethan also came there. But as soon as Ethan goes to that girl died. After this, we are shown a meeting where all the officers of IMF were sitting and were meeting an agent. That agent tells them about an AI system here, which is now working on its own.
They had also received records of many disasters, but nowhere was the name of AI. This is all happening because of him. But that agent tells that the AI is now working on its own. At the same time, the director of IMF talks to him and tells that Russia is looking for its 2 different types of keys with which it can control its AI system, which it had made many years ago. If they do not get those keys, then there can be a big danger in the world. But what could these keys be opened for? They did not know anything about this yet. But all the agencies in the world are looking for those keys. Maybe it can be controlled the AI system, with which the entire world system can be hacked and destroyed. They tell that one part of these keys was found by our agent, for which we had sent Ethan, but nothing was found about it yet. Then an agent comes here and gives a mask to the director of IMF, and leaves the poisonous gas there, because of which everyone was unconscious. Only that agent and director were left. That agent was actually Ethan. The director asks him, "Why did you do this?" Ethan tells him that I had gone to the same girl agent with whom I got this key. I took this key and told her to pretend to die, so that whoever is behind her, they move away and her life is saved. He tells his director, after finding the other part of this key, "I will destroy the AI system." Hearing this, the director says, "Do you know how many agencies are behind that AI system?" He says, "Yes, I know, and I also know that if any agency even gets it, then it is so dangerous no one will be able to control it, which will spread devastation in the world. That's why I want to destroy it." Now, after a few days, we are shown to Dubai Airport, an officer who was looking for Ethan with his team, because he had found out that one part of the key is with Ethan. He finds Ethan, but it did not look like Ethan, because the companions of Ethan there, they had hacked all the camera systems, because of which that officer was seeing every man walking around Ethan. On the other side, Ethan reaches a man who had the other part of the key, but now that key steals a girl and runs away. When the companions of Ethan find out about it, they find out that the girl, whose name was Grace, she was a very famous and cunning thief. She was also accused of many things. At that time, Ethan's companion at the airport has a doubt on a bag. When he opens it and looks at it, there was a bomb in it.
Ethan was trying to defuse the bomb so that he could not harm anyone here. There, Ethan also finds Grace at the airport. He takes the key from Grace, and by giving a lighter, he promises that I know you are a very big thief. If you want to get out of here safely, then you will have to give me these keys, and I promise you I will get you out of here safely. There, Ethan's companion had stopped the bomb from exploding, but Grace there again and ran away with the keys, and the lighter was put in his pocket. When Ethan was looking for Grace, he sees Gabriel in front of him. He was scared to see him, and he feels threatened at the airport. That's why he tells everyone to get out. There's a big danger here. The IMF people who had kept an eye on Ethan, when they see Ethan and Grace together in the video, they understand that there is something going on with these two keys. Grace was caught at the airport. His passport and a lot of money were kept in front of him. Now the officer takes him to his biggest officer, who was actually no one else but Ethan. He says, "You got me caught by the police." He says, "Yes, now you tell me, why do you want to get those keys?" She says, "I don't know what the real secret is about those keys. I was only told that I have to sell these keys to a man who will give me a lot of money. Grace was also told about you." Saying this, when she was going with Ethan again, once again Grace betrays Ethan. She was trapped in the middle of the officers and ran away from there. She goes down, takes the car, and leaves from there. Ethan was also following her on a bike. Then some goons come in front of Grace who were now bothering her and tell her to get out of the car. Now Ethan had also come there quickly. He had saved Grace and tied the handcuffs with his hand so that he could not run away. On the other side, the officers who were trying to catch Ethan come there. Meanwhile, a girl killer runs after them. She had attacked the officers and had run after Grace and Ethan. She also wanted to get the keys from them. Ethan and Grace escape from her and take a car up and down the roads and run away. That girl was also following them. These people somehow tricked that girl and left. When Ethan comes out of the car, he takes advantage and ties Ethan with the steering of the car. After which Ethan somehow gets free, and when he comes out, all the people of his team who were looking for him also come to their office with Ethan. Here they find out that Ethan was trying to defuse the bomb so that he could not harm anyone here. There, Ethan also finds Grace at the airport. He takes the key from Grace, and by giving a lighter, he promises that, "I know you are a very big thief. If you want to get out of here safely, then you will have to give me these keys, and I promise you I will get you out of here safely." There, Ethan's companion had stopped the bomb from exploding, but Grace there again and ran away with the keys, and the lighter was put in his pocket. When Ethan was looking for Grace, he sees Gabriel in front of him. He was scared to see him, and he feels threatened at the airport. That's why he tells everyone to get out. There's a big danger here. The IMF people who had kept an eye on Ethan, when they see Ethan and Grace together in the video, they understand that there is something going on with these two keys. Grace was caught at the airport. His passport and a lot of money were kept in front of him. Now the officer takes him to his biggest officer, who was actually no one else but Ethan. He says, "You got me caught by the police." He says, "Yes, now you tell me, why do you want to get those keys?" She says, "I don't know what the real secret is about those keys. I was only told that I have to sell these keys to a man who will give me a lot of money. Grace was also told about you." Saying this, when she was going with Ethan again, once again Grace betrays Ethan. She was trapped in the middle of the officers and ran away from there. She goes down, takes the car, and leaves from there. Ethan was also following her on a bike. Then some goons come in front of Grace who were now bothering her and tell her to get out of the car. Now Ethan had also come there quickly. He had saved Grace and tied the handcuffs with his hand so that he could not run away. On the other side, the officers who were trying to catch Ethan come there. Meanwhile, a girl killer runs after them. She had attacked the officers and had run after Grace and Ethan. She also wanted to get the keys from them. Ethan and Grace escape from her and take a car up and down the roads and run away. That girl was also following them. These people somehow tricked that girl and left. When Ethan comes out of the car, he takes advantage and ties Ethan with the steering of the car. After which Ethan somehow gets free, and when he comes out, all the people of his team who were looking for him also come to their office with Ethan. Here they find out that Grace is going to sell the keys to a very rich lady in her party. But until now, no one knew what would happen to those keys. A companion of Ethan tells that he found a bomb in a bag, which was designed by an AI. I feel that the man who left the bomb there was the man sent by the AI. That's when Ethan remembers that I saw Gabriel at the airport that day, who suddenly disappeared in front of my eyes. This means that the AI hacked my glasses. That's why Gabriel disappeared in front of my eyes and I couldn't even see him. And I feel that the AI has chosen Gabriel for itself. I know him very well. I have worked with Gabriel. He is very dangerous. At the same time, the lady officer also knew about him with Ethan. She says that I have heard about Gabriel. He is called the dealer of death. He is not afraid of anything. Ethan was now scared. He says that if the AI is controlling us and keeping an eye on us, he also knows that we are here right now. This is a big danger for us. We will have to stop the AI system that is controlling us. After this, we are shown a party where Grace came to sell those keys. The buyer of the keys was no one but Gabriel. There was also that killer girl who was after Ethan and Grace. This means that she was also working for the AI. After a while, Ethan also comes there, who was not told about this party by Grace. Gabriel is surprised to see Ethan. The host of the party comes here, the same rich lady who was a black market dealer about whom Grace had already told Ethan. She had given Grace the job of giving keys to Gabriel. She comes and meets Gabriel. That rich lady tells everyone that with those keys, all who want to get can be controlled by the entity of the AI, after which a person can do anything in the world. That's when Ethan realized that all those who are gathered here are also controlled by the AI. That's when Ethan asks Grace for the keys. There, Ethan now asks that lady, what will you gain from those keys? Gabriel says that if this lady sells these keys, she can become richer in the future. The one who will benefit a lot will get a lot of money, and after that we can also control the AI system. Ethan says that the reason we are here today is because of AI. He wants his keys to be misused. That AI system also knows that it is in danger of me. After that, Ethan forbids Grace to give keys in the wrong hands, and that will cause a big mess. Now he points to Grace, and that is when a very big fight began. After deceiving everyone, Ethan and Grace ran away from there, but Grace deceived Ethan once again and left him alone and went to Gabriel to trade those keys, because she also had the greed for money in her heart. Ethan quickly contacts his colleague and asks him to find out, so when his partner was working on his computer, he gets very surprised because without saying anything, his voice was going to Ethan. He understands that AI has hacked all his systems. When he tells his partner about this, he ran away from there so that AI could not find him. Then, the killer girl who was following him comes there. There is a lot of fight between these two, but he leaves her there and goes to Grace, who was near a bridge, about which Ethan's partner had told. But she was late to reach there. Gabriel had cheated Grace near the bridge. He takes the keys from her and beats her a lot and does not give any money in return. To help her, when Ethan's partner officer comes there, Gabriel had also killed her. When Ethan reaches him, the lady officer died, on which he was very sad that if he had reached early, I wish I had saved his life. The next morning, Grace was with Ethan. She tells that Gabriel is now going to take those keys to a man who will tell him how he can work in the AI system, and all of them are going to deal with those keys in a train. Grace was also ready to help his team with Ethan. Ethan's partner tells Grace to wear the mask of that rich lady who had met Gabriel so that no one could recognize Grace there. When his partner tells Ethan there, the AI knows that you want to kill him, and he has deliberately brought Gabriel in front of you. If you want no one to know anything about AI, no one should misuse it, then you will have to kill Gabriel. Only then it will be possible that no one should know about AI. If you kill AI first, then everyone will know about it because Gabriel will never sit silent, and AI can be alive again. So kill Gabriel first. He says, I promise I will do this, but until I know how to control AI with those keys, what is their job? I can't kill Gabriel until then. Now Grace was ready to go wearing the mask of that rich lady, listening to Ethan. And along with that, he promises Grace that he will save him from there soon. The next day, Gabriel and his entire team were in the train. Gabriel kills the man driving the train and speeds up so that no one can catch him. There, when the rich lady goes to the train room, she sees her look-alike in front of her, which was no one else but Grace. Grace had also made that rich lady conscious, and she takes those keys from her. After that, she goes to the man who knew about those keys. Here, the man who bought those keys was no one else but the director of IMF. Grace asks him what can be done with these keys.
He says, I don't even know what can be done with these keys and what not, but at any cost, I need these keys so that we can find out about AI. Here on the other side of the train, Gabriel meets an agent who knew about the system AI. Gabriel asks him, what do you know about that system? The agent tells him that a few years ago, Russia had made a system called AI, and they started this system in their submarine. And this agent was telling about the same thing that we saw at the beginning of the story. He designed his AI system in such a way that it was very magnificent. He himself used to find out about himself what is right and what is not. Taking advantage of this, the AI system killed that submarine. It has been designed in such a way that it brings new changes in itself. Gabriel asks that agent, who else knows about this? He says, you and the girl standing behind you, no one else knows. At that time, Gabriel had killed that agent. The girl standing behind Gabriel was the same killer girl who used to work with him. Now Gabriel also wanted to kill that girl, but she runs away from him. During this time, she was very injured. On the other side, Grace, who was trading those keys with the director of IMF in the form of a rich lady, asks how much money will you give me in return for this? he says, "whatever you ask." Grace, when she gives the keys in his hand, the director of IMF was happy. He says that this can destroy the whole world. Hearing this, Grace was scared. She takes the keys again. She had known that giving these keys to anyone in the wrong hands can be a great destruction. Outside, Ethan is shown, who was on his bike on a very big mountain. His companion tells him to jump from there, which will fall directly in the train, and he tells him to wear a parachute. Ethan was afraid of jumping from here, but when he was told by his old friend and the security officer who was killed by Gabriel, but now he did not want to let Grace die like this, so he jumps to save her. The real mail lady who was inside the train also came to her senses. Because of this, everyone knows the reality of Grace. When she was running away from there, a man of that lady catches her, and he snatched the key from her. When he was about to kill her at the right time, he goes to the police station, but from there Gabriel got the key, which took him to the train roof. Ethan also comes behind him. There was a lot of fighting on the train roof of both of them. They were hitting each other very badly. Then the same officer comes here, who was still behind, catching Ethan. Taking advantage of this, Gabriel jumped into a truck. Here, the officer and Ethan came to know that they cannot stop the train. Ethan now goes inside the train, where Grace apologizes to him and was very sad that she could not save his keys. Here, Ethan shows him the key and tells him that during the fight, "I stole this key from Gabriel. He can't do anything wrong now." Grace says that the train cannot be stopped. All the engines of the train have been damaged. There we see Gabriel, who sees the lighter instead of the key in his pocket, which Ethan had put in his pocket during the fight. On the other hand, they were trying to save each other on the train. Ethan separates the train engine from all the boxes, after which the train engine fell into the water and the boxes that go to the bridge, due to which the bridge was destroyed. Grace and Ethan were walking on those boxes and saving their lives. Meanwhile, Ethan sees the girl who was about to die. Grace helps her and saves her. The girl thanks her that Ethan left her alive and apologizes that she is still supporting Gabriel. Ethan asks if you know about these keys, then she tells the name of the submarine, which was also the code of these keys. Saying this, the girl died. Ethan left Grace in the box of the right train, in which the director of IMF was also sitting, and got off wearing a parachute. There, Grace tells the director of IMF that Ethan still trusts you. He is sure that you can never do anything wrong. Hearing this, the director of IMF tells Grace that you don't worry, nothing will go wrong, and yes, I promise you that all your previous records will be erased, and you will now live your life as an IMF agent. On the other hand, Ethan is shown who had gone to his companions and tells them to find out about him by giving the keys. That is, Ethan's journey had just begun. He wanted to stop this great devastation that was about to come into the world. At the end of the film, we are shown the Russian submarine in the water. And with this film ends here. Ready to unravel the secrets of movie scripts? Dive deeper into the art of storytelling by subscribing to Script Whisperer today. Join our community of film enthusiasts and aspiring writers, and together, let's unlock the magic hidden within the pages of cinematic masterpieces. Don't miss out on our next captivating analysis. Hit that subscribe button now and embark on a journey of script enlightenment.